at the show, we'll go ahead and bring up the next act, who's a staple in the Salem comedy scene. There, she hosts the Truth or Dare live show at the Infinity Room, which I believe is formerly Capital City Theater. Please give a warm welcome to Emma Jonas.
Woo! Hello. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, everybody. How are we all doing? You don't have to answer. It's rhetorical. That's nice. I'm glad you're clapping. I'm clapping too. I'm excited about this. I'll introduce myself to you. My name is Emma Jonas. Emma Pace Jonas actually is my full name, and the reason that Pace is my middle name is that the day that I was born, my father ran a marathon. Nice little homage. Yeah, it's sweet, right? Just glad my parents didn't go with bloody nipples. It's in the running, apparently. Man, I'm sorry. This is weird, right? Like, I'm not going to pretend that this isn't weird, that I'm like standing in my room doing comedy on a mic that is not connected to anything. This is a crutch. You know, it's so strange to do comedy in a vacuum. I mean, like, you can't even hear me over it, you know? It's very difficult. Anyway, I'm a prop comic now. That's who I am these days. That's what I'm up to. And about you guys. But it's just me and my objects around here. It's not going well. No, it's going fine. I'm just getting really into dad jokes. It turns out I guess they're genetic. And I actually do take after my dad quite a bit. From him, namely, I inherited my affinity for puns and my chronic depression. So when I was a baby, apparently people would look at me and say, "Oh, so sweet. She has her father's cries." I'll do, Dad. Thanks for that. Thank you so much. My dad and I used to actually get into a lot of arguments over nothing. We would just get into these huge screaming matches, and it was terrible. But it all changed when at like 50 years old, this dude took up yoga, and it's amazing. He's like a completely different guy now. Like, now he can tell me that he's disappointed in me with both legs firmly behind his head. Feat of strength. Very impressive. I've actually, during this whole quarantine, I've actually been getting closer with my parents. Like, we've been getting on really well. And I think the reason for it is that our phone calls have gotten a lot more productive, since now legally they can't spend half the calls begging me to come visit. It's great. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like things are constantly spiraling out of control. Maybe that's just me. Probably. I don't know. But it's what a wild time to be alive. Even before this whole quarantine, I mean, things have been really snowballing. But I've taken up a new hobby that does give me a little bit of a sense of control. What I'll do when I feel like the world is just falling through my grasp is I'll just take a pregnancy test. Because you can just do that anytime. They don't tell you that. You're just allowed to take it whenever you want. Especially if you haven't been banging. It's great because you're like, I know how it's gonna go, and it went that way. It's awesome. If you're a dude, try it if you're a dude. It's great. And then there's a little added bonus, which is that if it does come up positive, then you know you got to go to the doctor for something else. So win-win, you know. Hot tip for you. I've been smoking a lot of weed. That's another way I'm getting through this. Woo, indeed. I love weed. I love weed so much. I love that it's legal now. Like, what a time, you know? That's, at least we have that. At least we know that the weed is essential. We've all agreed on that, and you can still get it anytime. I love it. Like, I love that now I can go out and get my groceries and get my gas and get my weed, and it counts as running errands. It's an adult activity. How fun is that? I guess I need to be stoned for business reasons. I don't know. I think the biggest change for me since we became legal is that before, when I was a kid smoking pot, I would have to hide it. So if anyone ever asked me why my eyes were red, I would have to tell them, well, it's because I was crying. But now if somebody asks me why my eyes are red, I get to tell them, well, because I was getting high. And then they don't know that I was crying. It works every time. Try it out. Been smoking weed, been doing a lot, just trying to get through this quarantine. And like I do all the stuff, I've got the hand sanitizer, I wash my hands all the time, I got my mask right here. And I don't mind the masks really, except it has kind of gotten in the way for me sexually. Like I don't mean to be crass, but it's kind of tough because my biggest kink is sneezing directly into somebody's mouth. And that kind of that's a bit of a bummer. Real turn off. I was walking the other day. I was walking my dog, and on the side of the street, I saw a used tampon applicator. Just the applicator, just a little cardboard tubies, clearly had been used, just discarded on the side of the street, like somebody was really in a hurry to change their tamp, which I can relate to. But my initial thought was like, ew, that's been in somebody's vagina. Ugh. And then I was like, wait a minute. Every person has been in somebody's vagina at some point. Some of us more recently than others. But I guess that explains like why I'm so disgusted with every single person I've ever come across. That tracks, That's why I find humanity so gross. Or it's the racism. I don't know. One of the two is the reason I don't want to be near people. No, that joke's more bitter than I really am. Let's see. Well, I actually am excited to tell you guys I have a little surprise in store for you. My dog is here. In my spare time during this quarantine, I actually have been trying my hand at some wizardry, and I am very proud to say I managed to cast a spell on my dog that allows him to talk. So I thought I should unveil this experiment to the world via this Zoom show. I'm gonna get my mask on here for safety. And you guys get to meet my dog. His name's Benjamin. Can you still hear me okay? I know it's a little muffled here, muzzled, no pun intended. But here we go. This is Benjamin. He's an Australian Shepherd. He's a very good boy. And we're gonna get to know him a little bit once I can get this straight. Hey, Ben. Hey, buddy. How you doing? There he is. There's the boy. There we go. All right. Hey, Ben. How you doing today, man? Are you feeling good? Oh, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today. It's been a nice day. Went for a walk earlier. Licked my balls a little. Well, they used to be balls, but somebody stole those a long time ago. Yeah, he's been bringing that up a lot ever since I imbued him with the ability to speak. And like, I get it, but I didn't do it. I adopted you far after that happened to you, so you don't need to keep bringing that up to me. Anyway, Ben, so I just want to know, like, how are you enjoying the quarantine? Well, it's been pretty good, actually. Really in support of this whole COVID-19 thing that's been going on. I mean, it's pretty good, pretty great stuff there. What, dude? A lot of people are dying. I don't know if you realize this. Now is not the time. I don't know if you realize that there's like a lot of death happening. It's very serious. I mean, don't you have anything to say about that? Yeah, I don't really care about any other people other than you. Everyone else, as far as I'm concerned, can just fuck off. I mean, you're home all the time, and that's really all that's important. Oh, it's important to me. Feeling a little peeved that you would even ask me that. Okay, wow, Ben, that's honestly very inconsiderate. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize this might have been a mistake allowing this guy to talk. This is a little scary. Ben, I just want to ask you, like, what do you think is the future of COVID-19? What are your hopes for the state of the world? And I would appreciate if you could look at me while you talk. He doesn't want to. I'm gonna do it. That's fine. That's totally fine. I do want to know. Well, all right. I'll tell you. I think that if it were up to me, if it were up to me, then me and all the other dogs, it's too bad we can't carry it, because, I think we'd go around and make sure that this lasts a very long time, because you've been rubbing my belly for upwards of an hour a day, and that's really made my life a hell of a lot better. And I think that it's selfish of anyone to want to take that away from me. Wow. There you have it, folks. It turns out I'm living with a self-centered asshole, and I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I thought he was a good boy, and it turns out not a very good boy at all. All right, Ben. Well, I'll let you get back to sleeping. And I guess it's about time for me to wrap up here. So I'll just, we're going to scoot away. God, we're going to have a talk later. I mean, it is really unexpected. Not a nice surprise. But if anyone wants me to cast a spell on your dog to make him talk, maybe think twice about that, because I think a lot of them are going to say things that we're not too excited about. But I hope you all are having fun doing stuff during the quarantine, and thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show, everybody. Woo!
For Emma. Amazing. You never knew you would see so many types of comedy in one show. We've got stand-up, improv, prop comedy, human, animal sketch comedy, all coming at you tonight.